Okay, so my first video, hi, my name is Jonas, I mean Tom. In the description of that video, I said that my next video would probably be ranking all the movies I saw in 2018. So about halfway through 2018, I decided I would document and then rate all the films I watched in 2018 and then rank them in a video. Just unoriginal, unfunny, and unnecessary. Oh, I'm the Stave, and this film takes itself well too seriously. The Bad Education movie? More like, the bad movie. This is the first Saw film I've ever seen, and it does not make me want to watch any more. Not because it was scary, because it was scarily bad. Taken, but it's on a train, and it's a complete rehash of all other Liam Neeson action films. Look, I know lots went wrong during the production of this film, but even so, this is still a complete shitshow of awful tone balancing and uninspiring writing. Hello, I'm Channing Tatum, and I'm in a vest. Look at my pecs, and why do I have a British accent? Okay, Marvel really pushed their luck with this one, and it's just forgettable and bland. Also, you can't just slap quantum in front of everything and call it writing, and the writing really is abysmal. The book? Amazing. The film? Despite all the visual effects, it is boring as hell. Okay, look, it probably had good intentions, but it's really not very inspiring, and the near unwatchable acting and just downright poor writing really makes this feel dull and pretentious. Also, the ending doesn't really achieve all that much, and it goes for a good 20 minutes more than needed. While visually stunning, both Nicholas Winding Refn and Ryan Gosling underperform here. This was a fantastic example of how MCU films have become formulaic and overly pandering. I watched the opening title sequence and could not wait for the rest of the film. Then the rest of the film happened and I wish I had not seen it. Wait, why did this happen again? Look, I mean, shit, it gets points for how brave it was. People spoke about this film as if it was a thing that would revive horror films, and it really was not. Okay, we're getting to the 7 out of 10 category now, which for me is films I'd actually quite enjoyed and would rewatch. While it follows the same beats as any sports biopic, the great performances from Carell and Stone keep it afloat. I love Matthew Vaughn, Daniel Craig, and British gangster films, so of course I like this, but it did want me leaving more from it, and just wondering what the whole point of it was. Oh, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I thought it was overhyped and overrated, but goddamn does Robert Downey Jr. have range. This film mostly taught me that I don't really like American comedies. To contrast that, this was a light-hearted American comedy done really well that does not take itself too seriously, but still cares about its characters. Don't get me wrong, a good film, but for Wes Anderson, it really does underdeliver in many ways. The plot being one of those. Look, it's not as good as the first, but probably funnier and definitely bolder. A lovely and well-made comedy that has a nice commentary on loneliness and social isolation. The acting was convincing, the plot was acceptable, but the really interesting thing about this movie was how it was all shot on an iPhone 7. At times it smacks you right in the face and feels like an amateur short film, other times it feels like a high-budget production. It's definitely not Tarantino's finest work by any margin, but it's still got heart, character, and flair. Great performances and a great story that is pulled down slightly by the pacing at the end. Okay, now this is how you have multiple protagonists in a film and still actually show the audience who they all are. Justice League, no excuses. Again, sport biopic that follows the same familiar beats, but does so in a creative way and takes you on a journey that you will not expect. The perfect Christmas movie, don't at me. Great action, great performances, debatable motives. Not as funny as most of Taika Waititi's other stuff, and the mockumentary format lets it down, but it's still enjoyable and fun. It took me places I did not expect to go, and I loved it. Those places being Beyond the Pines. Netflix really should invest more money into making more movies like this, and not, say, Bright or Sandy Wexler. If Guy Ritchie and Quentin Tarantino made a film together, this would be it. I'm the Stave, and this film does not take itself too seriously and is the perfect Guy Ritchie film. I'm sorry, Lockstock. I really am. Look, I want to put it higher, I really do. And it's an amazing film, but it just doesn't quite fit the shoes of the first in my opinion. Maybe that's unfair though, I don't know. The last Cornetto trilogy film I had to see, and once again Edgar Wright serves another slapper. Ah, McCohens, you've done it again. This film is so much better if you watch the director's cut, but this isn't the director's cut, so I'm gonna have to give it an 8.5, but it's still fantastic though. Please watch it. Suspense, high. Acting, stupendous. Style, I just wish there was more of it in some places. Really very entertaining with a witty and emotional plot that will leave you a little bit shell-shocked. Ryan Gosling dishes out another outstanding performance. Damien Chazelle flexes on all other filmmakers again, and it is stunning in every single way. It's just a tad slow in places. I have never been more afraid of Jake Gyllenhaal in my life. I'm so pissed that I put off watching this. It's such a beautiful film, and Matthew McConaughey really proves his worth, but it does ask you to suspend your disbelief to quite a high degree. It didn't need to happen, but I'm just glad it did. Now this was a return to form for horror films. This film surprised me in every way, and it is probably one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. This film is 3 hours long and captivating the whole time. Also, Jonah Hill is actually bearable here. Denis Villeneuve grabs your heartstrings, yanks and twists them, and just does not let go. Nolan, you really do know how to make good cinema. Look, the Oscars haven't happened for me at the time of writing this, but I really hope that this is there. Sam Rockwell really did deserve the Oscar he got for this. This film probably deserved the Oscar too, I don't know. I'd seen this film before, but just too long ago to remember it all that well, and I'm so glad I did rewatch it because it's just gorgeous. Insert joke here about how you can't talk about it. This film, this goddamn film, just... wow. It is stop motion at its absolute finest. Everyone in this film kills it, and so does Tarantino from behind the camera. This piece of art was riveting, comedic, and goddamn horrifying. Please watch this. I really need people to know about Danny Boyle. What can I say? It's Kubrick. It's brilliant. This really was the year of Ryan Gosling for me. Drive made me realise just how much I love film, and it inspires me every time I watch it. Please, watch Drive. Also, remember Only God Forgives from earlier? Yeah, same people. Okay, so this was the 3-hour redux, and was in no way the film I expected, but I'm so glad that it was what it was. Masterpiece, baby! Also, Scorsese just loves Robert De Niro and gangster scenarios, apparently. Okay, so these two were the only 10s I gave out, and I seriously cannot rank one higher than the other. I mean, it's not fair to compare the two because of how different they are, but there just aren't words in this language to sum up how I feel about either of these. Please watch both. They are both PG. You are denying yourself pleasure if you don't. Okay, so that was all the films I've seen in 2018 ranked. I know I really had not seen a whole lot of good movies before this year. Hopefully 2019 has some absolute bangs in store from the lineup I've seen already. It looks like it does. It just feels like it's going to be a great year for movies. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoy, and of course, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in whatever I do next.